Hi, so this is Chris England. Welcome again to another one of my summoning videos. This time I'm going to be doing the Choose Your Legends Year 6 banner, and I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently this time. Instead of answering questions every time a 5-star comes up, I'm going to go ahead and save all of the questions until after the actual summoning. And then as for the Spark and Freebie, I'm going to do a little bit of a different criteria. Spoilers ahead, I did summon one of them, so one of the colors is automatically out. So the first criteria will be the total number of orbs. So the least number of orbs that I got, so in other words, the least amount of chances. And then the next one would be the most unlucky orb, or most unlucky orb type. In other words, the orb type that got the least amount of total stars. So with all that said, let's go ahead into the anniversary.
All decided before the curtain rises. How does it feel to be in right? What fate so certain? How can it change a thing if you're right? Has it written into stone? Your last freedom into progress by another. Can you make it your own?
What you gon' do? What you gon' do? Your life block written by someone but you. What you gon' do? What you gon' do? Just stand up and fight
You
you.
are looking without seeing. It's not like you were mine. The sound had a feeling from what you could find, just hiding inside. You're ready, always free. Now you're looking and you're seeing. Your every choice is fine. Not following the freedom from the storyline. It's your sort of making. The road is taken could be where you're meant to be. Come join me. I know a path out of this maze, so we can be who we are unto ourselves. Show us stumble, and we might fall too. But still get up and wipe the dust off. It's my turn to start us change. This new encounter we set us on the new path when new lives intersect.
What you gon' do? What you gon' do? Would you be brave enough? Stand too shitty in my mind, and the road is packed with a constructive bias. I can't guarantee anything, but I know that it won't be tedious. More serious, I say take a breather and chill, enjoy the
We got
ride.
up and wiped the dust off. Our courage set us free, yeah. And now our lives have met in time. Our lives intertwined. We were moving without vision, some hidden puppeteer. I played by the mission. Felt the strings we moved, and suddenly we flew.
Well, that was kind of uneventful in terms of my summoning. So I did manage to get at least two 5 stars within the 40 pulls. I did manage to get a neutral female Byleth. I also got a plus speed minus res Flavia, so that's my third one that I've gotten so far. I also did manage to pick up a fallen Ike from as a free summon with a plus attack minus speed. So I did end up having the plans of what I had. So in terms of my free summons for this, either the Spark or the freebie. So for the Spark specifically, I'm going by orb count, and automatically colorless is off the table since I don't really care about plus oneing a neutral unit. So in terms of what I got 13 red orbs, I believe 12 blue orbs, and only 6 green orbs. So Tiki is an obvious pull for me in my Spark. The next one's a little bit harder because I did manage to get an equal amount of stars. 44 total stars for both red and blue. So I'm just going to go ahead and do, so since blue managed to get one less orb than red, I will pick Crom as my free pull. So I'm also going to summon on a couple of other banners, but those are the main things that I got. And then I'll save the questions for the latter portion of at the very end. And that's the end of my CYL6 summons. So I ended up getting a plus attack minus speed Ike, a neutral female brave Byleth, plus speed minus res Flavia, and then for my Spark, I chose Tiki. For my free 5-star, I chose Crom. So sadly, Seliph will have to wait to be pulled another time or hopefully during the next round. So another couple of round of questions. This time I'm not going to answer as many 5-stars as I had, but I will definitely answer the ones that I pulled, not the ones that I sparked for or the free 5-star. So one question that I've always kind of wondered is, what would you do with Mythics next in terms of what you have the offering for? So one idea is Ascended Mythics for a good example of this is Brigid and Uller as a mythic duo. So they'd have the Uller's element, not as big of a bonus as it used to be, but they'd also have the ability to get ascended, and it would also count as a duo unit or a harmony unit, I guess. So that's at least one thought, but it would be more of kind of like the descendant from the original, using the spirit of the original, I guess. Another option kind of falls under the using crystals and shards with for trade-ins, and one of the thoughts could be, could IS experiment with colored items? So in other words, could they experiment with creating, say, feathers or arena medals or divine dew, but it was color coded so that you'd only be able to use it for that color? And I honestly think that they very well could. It is a very open-ended end to the options that they have. It also allows them to take a relatively unused, I don't know if it's unused for a lot of people. I know I personally don't use it at all. And turn it into something that players do need, because players need feathers, players need arena medals, players need the refining stones, divine dew. You could easily say orbs or tickets, but they really don't need the level up material, especially since leveling up in combat gets you more SP in total. The other thing that I would probably note is, how would I change certain refines? So this is probably referring more towards the first round of refines. So like a good example is Hana, Sophia, Hinata, Oboro. Basically, I'd start with any character that has a refine that is just basically a rehash of a certain skill. So like Swift Sparrow 2 on Hana's katana, you have Fury 3 on Hinata's katana, Oboro's spear is close defense 3. I believe Sophia's is bracing stance 2. And two things I would do. I would give them a second level, so like in Hana's case, I'd allow her to go up to Surge Sparrow. But also I'd reduce the cost of the base one to 50 divine dews, because I don't believe that there is any real value in refining Hana's katana and Hinata's katana. Basically, any skill that actively is kind of worse than some of the effects that we've been getting in recent weapons, especially the non-PRF ones, those are the ones that I would probably choose to change. It's actually kind of funny when I think of it as like certain early weapons are actively worse than the base weapon that the unit originally came with. But that's it for this round of summoning, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for listening.